Hello children, this is your teacher MACKENROE, and today I will be teaching you one of the lessons from the textbook, from your textbook, and the name of the lesson is The Tsunami. Okay, before going to start, let me just tell you the exact meaning of tsunami. It's a Japanese term, Tsunami, Tsu. Tsu means harbor, and Nami means waves. These two are Japanese terms actually. So altogether, tsunami. And the meaning of tsunami is actually a powerful wave which is caused by earthquakes under the sea. So I want you all to take out your book and turn to the lesson, the tsunami, and then you will know the heroism of those people who saved many and who were trying to run around for help. It's a true story which had happened in every parts of the world, especially the ASEAN countries like Sri Lanka, India, and etc. So those are the places which were affected by the tsunami. So as I was telling you that how you have to start, just open your book and then find out the difficult words meaning, and then we'll move on. Okay, the first difficult word which is on your screen right now, okay, and I'm showing you those difficult words meaning, and they are there on your screen. The first one, it's archipelago. It's not archipelago, it's archipelago. And the meaning of archipelago is group of islands. Okay? Group of islands. And the next one is tremor. Tremor. And you know that very well, it's there on the screen. You could see that. It's a vibration. Chaos. Okay? That is how it is pronounced actually. Chaos. C-H-A-O-S, chaos. I'll show you that how you have to pronounce that word, okay? This is chaos. And this is how you have to pronounce it. Chaos. 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 Okay? And the meaning of that is extremely confusion, disorder. I am in chaos whenever I'm not able to know that what I'm supposed to do. I'll just give you an example. Like we say sometimes whenever we are in dilemma, again, okay, dilemma. These are the terms that I'm just trying to tell you that sometimes it may help you. Dilemma. And the next word is how you pronounce that one. Daze. Okay, daze. And what is the meaning of that? Whenever you are completely in shock. Okay. For example, I just tell you that whenever you are saying something unnatural and you are completely panicked or scared of that thing and you're confused, that's called daze. Okay. And I'll tell you that how you are going to use that in sentences. When we move on about the lessons, then I'll tell you that actually the complete meaning of that how you could use that. The next word is recede. Recede. Okay. R-E-C-E-D-E, recede. It means to retreat or to fall back or to move back. Okay. The next one, clink. Clink. To hold something very tight. That's called clink. And it's a verb. It has 4 forms. Clink, clank, clunk, clinking. Okay? So the meaning of that is to hold something tight. Trauma. Yeah, that's one of the terms which were completely used by those people at the time of tsunami. because there were people who were completely, in shock. They were not knowing that what had happened to them. So trauma is actually what? Mental disorder. Whenever you are completely not knowing that what is happening around, and you are trying to figure out actually that maybe you are going to overcome with that. So that is the meaning of that trauma, a complete mental disorder, or you would say whenever your emotional is somewhat attacked by seeing something destructive. So you'll be going under trauma. Okay, so that's the meaning of that. The next one is whirlpools. What is the meaning of whirlpool? To swell. Okay, body of water. You must have seen in one of the, not one of the, I would say, if you watch National Geographic channels and all those infotainment channels, you must have seen such kind of whirlpools on TV. Okay, it's like tornado. That would be the synonym of whirlpool, tornado. Okay, and it usually generates in the sea, inside, beneath the sea. And when it generates, actually it start, swirling around. And when it generates more, then it, becomes a havoc, destruction kind of an whirlpool. So that's the word actually, whirlpool. Okay. The next one, hysterical. What is that? Hysterical. Again, whenever you are not knowing, it's just like the synonym of trauma, you would say, hysterical, a mental disorder. When you are not knowing that what is happening, and you're trying to find out that why I'm completely like this right now. So that particular lesson, tsunami, they have many stories. Even I would say that also that I was one of the victims of that. So I'll share you pictures also that how the destructive tsunami had, shook our archipelagos, the islands. The next word is refuge. It means protection or shelter. Whenever you're taking shelter to protect yourself, that's called refuge. The next one, slammed. Slammed, that's again a verb, okay? It means to hit something forcefully with some kind of implement or tool or instrument, okay? Just imagine that if somebody is hit by a tool or by a hammer, hammer, how the pain would be and how hard that would be. Just imagine. The power of tsunami or the strike of tsunami was that bad. It was that powerful. So slam. The meaning of slam is to hit something with a tool, and that would be really destructive. Flamingo, a wading bird. What is the meaning of flamingo? It's a bird. Okay, and the meaning of wading, the one who is actually found on the beach or near the water bodies and all. So those birds are usually found nearby to the water bodies. Okay, flamingos. Possess. If you own something, if you have something, and you are the master of it, you are the owner of that. So that's called possess. I would say that I have some kind of wealth possession. Wealth possession. It means that I have got wealth. Okay. Next one, acute. That means sensitive. Carcass or carcasses. The body of dead animal are called carcasses. They wouldn't be called as dead body. Okay, remember that. Whenever you find a body of an animal lying down, then you are not supposed to say it's a dead body of an animal. I mean, it's kind of awkward whenever you say that. So carcasses, instead of saying dead body for the animal, you have to say carcasses or carcass. All right. So that's it. We'll have to move on to the lesson. I just like to tell you the summary, and then we'll find out that what had happened. Okay. So I just want to tell you that when it strike or hit the archipelagos or the Andaman Nicobar Islands and some countries, as I told you that it was really destructive. It was kind of the end of days, you would say. And there are some stories also that will be told to you just today. Okay. It hit parts of Thailand, Sri Lanka, and India, like Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Tamil Nadu coast, and it hit on 26 December 2004. Yes, that was the date, just after the Christmas. And the main epicenter of that earthquake was Sumatra, Indonesia, where it started, I would say. Actually, as I told you, that what is tsunami? It is nothing but a huge wave, a powerful wave, which is caused by the earthquake underneath the sea, which is actually quite powerful. Okay, so Sumatra was the place, and it hit some part of Sumatras in Indonesia, and then just imagine that how it traveled from there to our islands, Andaman Nicobar Islands, and then Tamil Nadu and all those places. With that tsunami, many people died, many animals died, many properties got lost, and so many things were destroyed. As I told you, it is really destructive. So you just cannot imagine. If you have seen the videos of them on the infotainment channel like National Geographic, Discovery channels, and then you'll be knowing that how powerful it was. Okay. So there are stories, actually, stories of those people who lost their lives in the tsunami and who fought against it, who bravely stood up, and then it was very hard for them to come out of that thing. There are some stories that I'm going to tell you right now. Ignatius was a bank staff, and he was actually working in Kachal Island, at Kachal. Okay, this is the name of an island, Kachal Island, which is close to Nancowry Islands, okay, Kamota Islands, or Nancowry Islands. Kamota is at Nancowry. The collected islands of Kamotas and all those islands like Champion, Daring, okay, Trinket, those are the name of those islands which are actually connected with Kamota, and Kamota is one of the part of Nancowry Island. So these are all called Nancowry group of islands. Okay, Nancowry group of islands. So Kachal was an island which was badly affected by tsunami. And there are some story of some people like Ignatius. He was posted over there. He was one of the staffs of cooperative bank. He was working in the bank. All of a sudden, when he just woke up in the morning, because the earthquake, occurred in the morning, and it was on Sunday, 26 December 2004. Early morning at around 6:30, that started the tremor, the earthquake, and it was massive. Massive in the sense like that you cannot imagine that how it's going to end, or something like that. I have felt it because I was there also. And it is quite, sure that you are going to lose your life or something like that. That will be the first instant which will be coming to your mind. So Ignatius, he was a staff of Cooperative Bank. And when he felt the tremor or the earthquake, he just woke up his family people, his family members. Okay, he had 2 children, and then his father-in-law, mother-in-law as well. They were staying in a house. And they were just like staying nearby to the shore, the seashore. Before he could do that, when he was trying to wake them up, just the tsunami, the waves started striking. It just, came from nowhere, and then it swept those people who were there, his family members, like the father-in-law and the mother-in-law and 2 of his children. So it's not only that. There was another story of Mr. Sanjeev. Mr. Sanjeev was a hero. A hero in the sense like because he was working there as a sub-inspector. And he was posted at Kachal. And he had a daughter and a wife. And then they were staying in a guest house. And then all of a sudden when he heard people screaming, shouting for help, he just first, saved his daughter and wife. They climbed to the hill where they could escape from the wrath of tsunami. But then when he just turned back, he saw some people asking for help, shouting for help. One of them was Mr. John, the chef, the cook of the guest house. He was screaming and he was saying that, please save me. There are other people also over there. And then, as a sub-inspector, not only that, the person performing his duty, knowing that he is the person over there to do all those, just jumped into the sea. When he did that, he was not traced after that, not even his dead body. That was the last time his wife and daughter saw him, and they never saw him again. He was taken by the tsunami. One more story is again from Almaz. Okay? And Almaz, she was just 10 years old, and her father owns a petrol pump in Port Blair, that is in Andaman Nicobar Islands. And her mother lives at Nankori group of islands. So during the winter vacation, the Christmas celebration, they used to go there and celebrate Christmas. So that time they had gone to Nankori group of islands to celebrate Christmas, which is the home of the mother of Miss Almaz. They went there, and unfortunately they were also taken by the tsunami. They were swept away by the tsunami. The parents of this girl, they lost their lives in the tsunami. And she was brought to Kamota, nearby to Nankori Group Islands, and she was hospitalized for a long time. And at that time, she was in trauma. Meghna was found floating in the sea with some of the logs with her parents. They saw many choppers, helicopters, who were trying to save people, and they also waved to them, waved to the helicopter people, but they were not able to see them. That was the condition at that time. That was the situation at that time. They were not able to see these people there. Tilly Smith. She's a British. And her story is quite interesting. Tilly Smith had gone to Thailand to celebrate Christmas with her parents. At that time, she was young. She was small. And when she saw the earthquake and after the behavior of the sea, which was behaving strangely, she told everyone, the sea is going to come inside, it's going to sweep us, so please get out of the beach right now, and we have to run. So that was the thing that she told everyone. She actually saved 100 people, more than 100 people she saved. You know how? Actually, one of her teachers taught her in a geography lesson about the behavior of the sea. Whenever the sea is behaving in such manner, it could be a tsunami. It could be a huge wave which will be getting inside. So she remembered that. She remembered the thought of her teacher, that how they have to survive, how they have to escape whenever they see that kind of behavior of the sea. So in that way, Tilly Smith at least saved 100 people. And about Sri Lanka, Yala National Park. Okay? It is the name of a national park, one of the national parks in Sri Lanka. Yala National Park, which is in Sri Lanka. There are various animals, okay, in that park. Various animals, you would say, plenty of them. But there was one thing strange about these animals. Before the tsunami and the earthquake, those animals, they were, I don't know what kind of instincts they were having. They were screaming, they were just, making their sounds, chirping. Even the birds and all, they were chirping, and then they were just, doing all those things, strange things. People, they were just like seeing that as they must have something gone wrong to these people, to the animals and all. All the dogs, they were not going out, as there were some people who just want to walk their dogs outside. But none of these dogs, they were not showing that kind of interest that they should be going out. So does with the other animals, buffaloes, cows, they were moving as if there was some kind of a power telling them that something's going to happen tomorrow. So such things were actually noticed by many people over there. And there are people who are saying that these animals, they are having sixth sense. As for us, human beings, we are having five sense, right? Do you know what are they? You'll have to find out for that, okay? The five sense that we are having, human being. So these animals, they are having sixth sense. They could see that what is going to happen in future. So just because of that, most of these animals were unharmed. They were not harmed by the tsunami. And just because of that, many people died. At least more than 150,000 people lost their lives in the tsunami. But few of these animals were survived. Okay? There are some places in Sri Lanka also. The other day, when I was telling you the pronunciation, right? This is one of the places which was also affected by the tsunami. Galle. It's in Sri Lanka. Okay? So those are the stories. There are many. There were many. And nobody imagined that such apocalypse are going to occur in our place in Andaman Nicobar Islands, you would say. We never heard of this tsunami. The so-called tsunami had perished our dream, perished everything, and I would say we were left with nothing. All those people who lost the life of those beloved members of the family, they could narrate that stories. And I believe that they won't be able to narrate also because such thing was the destruction. It was a disastrous. So children, I hope that you have learned something about the lesson, the tsunami, okay? And I hope that you will be taking down some of the work also that I'm going to give you. The comprehension check questions and answer, okay? But first, let's look at the first page of the tsunami. It's on the screen. Now read the sentences below. Rewrite the incorrect ones after correcting the mistakes. Okay? There you could see the map. Would you look at the map there? Yes. Now you have to tell me which is right and which is wrong. Okay? The first one, Kachal is an island. Is it right or wrong? True or false? True. It is part of the Andaman group of islands? Wrong. Nancowry is an island in the group, Nicobar group? Right. Kachal and Nancowry are more than 100 miles apart. You could see that on the map. Do you think so that Kachal is miles apart from Kamota? No, it's not. It takes hardly 1 hour to travel in a boat or speedboat. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are to the west of India. Are they? They are not. They are at the southeast of India. The Nicobar Islands are to the north of the Andaman Islands? No. The Nicobar Islands are not to the north of the Andaman Islands, as you could see in the map. Okay? So that was just a general thing that you should be knowing. The comprehension check, which comes to your screen right away. Say whether the following are true or false, okay? Ignatius lost his wife, 2 children, his father-in-law and his brother-in-law in the tsunami. The answer is that given. Sanjay made it to safety after the tsunami. Meghna was saved by relief helicopter. Alma's father realized that a tsunami was going to hit the island. Her mother and aunts were washed away with the tree that they were holding on to, okay? As I told you, kids, you may be not having time to write them all, so just take out your mobile phone and then take the snapshot so that you will be able to read them later. See, you have to be serious about this, okay? You won't be getting such benefit, actually. You have to take the advantage of it, okay? Whenever we are coming to teach you, just come with your pen, paper, notepad or book, and then write down whenever you are seeing them over there on screen. Okay, don't miss this chance. So, as you could see on the screen as I'm telling you, the next comprehension check. Why did Tilly's family come to Thailand? The answer is there. What were the warning signs that both Tilly and her mother saw? Do you think Tilly's mother was alarmed by them? Where had Tilly seen the sea behaving in the same strange fashion? Where did the Smith family and the others on the beach go to escape from the tsunami? How do you think her geography teacher felt when he heard about what Tilly had done in Phuket? Phuket is the name of a place in Thailand. It's one of the places, one of the beach or tourist attraction in Thailand, Phuket. Okay, the next one. In the tsunami, 150,000 people died. How many animals died? how many people and animals died in Yala National Park in Sri Lanka. What did the dogs in Gaul do? Okay, this is quite interesting. I hope that you are reading this lesson completely whenever I'm done with this one, because it's a story which you have to know about the tsunami. Okay, you just have to imagine that how it was, and there are some things also that is supposed to be done by you, the activities. Okay, working with the text, it's there in your book. So what you have to do, you have to discuss something, some questions. You have to make some questions, and then you have to write on your own. This will improve your writing skills. Kids, please do follow me what I'm saying right now to you, because it's for you only. Most of you don't know to write, to frame sentences. And to frame beautiful sentences, again, it's difficult. So you have to come up with some vocabularies. What are vocabularies? Some new terms that you have not used maybe. You must have not come across. How many of you are having dictionary at home? Most of you are having that one. And you have that app also in your mobile phone, okay? The dictionary app. You can open that app. Sometimes there are some apps also which will be coming with an audio sound, okay? You have to listen to those particular terms, the sound, that how they are pronounced, so that you will not be making such errors. Because whenever you are reading those words and speaking them, that might not be the correct pronunciation for that one. As I told you in my pronunciation class, that don't just fall into the appearance of the word. You have to be careful with that. It doesn't look like how it sounds. So you need to be careful with that. So please, if you don't have that app, you can download it, okay? The app which is having that audio also, so that you will be able to know that how do you pronounce it, okay? So again, in the last page of this lesson, study the sentence in the columns A and B. That you have to do also. Compare the sentence in A to the ones in B. Who is the doer? Or the action in every case, is the doer mentioned E or in B? Okay? That is again quite simple. See, I'm telling you why they are simple. You have to take your book. Again, I'm saying that. Pick your book. Now tell me frankly, how many of you have opened this book ever since the lockdown has happened? Yep, I know that very well, that none of you have picked this book and opened it. But right now, you have to do it. See, you have your class over here, right in front of you, on screen. What more do you need? Okay? And if you have questions, you can ask us. And your question will be answered. And do take part in all of this program, like, by questionings and all. So that, whenever you have some question, then those things are sorted out. Okay, kids? So that was one of the prose which is there in your textbook, the tsunami. And the next is the poem, the geography lesson. I have told you something about the tsunami. If you could read that properly today, at this instance, you will get to know actually the act of heroism by those people, as you could see on your screen. As I told you in the beginning that I'm going to share some pictures of tsunami destruction and all. There, it is on the screen right now. There's a guest house of Kachal, which was completely destructed and destroyed by the wrath of tsunami. At that time, when I was narrating you about Mr. Sanjeev, the policeman, the sub-inspector, how he tried to rescue Mr. John, the chef, the cook, and he lost his life over there. Mr. John was actually the chef and the cook over there in that guest house. Okay, and the next picture, which is there right now, is a school in Kachal. The government senior secondary school. The name of that school is Kapanga School. That is the ruin of the school after the tsunami hit. And luckily, there were no students at that time because it was on Sunday and it was holiday. And just imagine if it would have been the working hours for the school, then many children would have lost their lives too. Okay? And some of the pictures of Kachal and the map of that, as you could see how it was before tsunami and after tsunami. Why I'm telling you about Kachal is actually because Kachal was the place which was completely, gone. The island which is completely ruined by the tsunami. Okay? And let me just recap it. When the tsunami hit the Andaman Nicobar Islands and all the ASEAN countries, 26 December 2004. And what is tsunami? Which foreign term it is? It's a Japanese term. What's the meaning of Tsu? Harbor. And what's the meaning of Nami? Waves. And what is exactly the meaning of tsunami? The exactly meaning of tsunami is a wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. Okay. And the epicenter of the earthquake, where it was? Sumatra. Where is Sumatra? It's in Indonesia, which is close to Andaman group of islands also. Okay. So those are some of the important places and dates and events which I narrated to you right now. I hope that you will be doing all the homework that I have given to you just today, and make sure that you just do it. And I do also expect that you've already taken a snapshot of what was screened on your TV. So children, again, hashtag stay safe, stay home, and be well.